Well, here we are at the 5 o'clock match. Going to be an interesting match, probably one of the premier matches of the whole tournament. Mr. Corey Deuel and Alex Pagulayan. Many regard him the best all-around player in the world. And he's a hell of a one-pocket player. This is a race to 4. This is the winner's side. The winner is guaranteed third place. The loser, the worst they can do is 5th and 6th, I believe. Prize money on this event, 16 players. There's 5,000 added. Total prize fund is $9,800. First place is $4,000. Second is $2,500. Then $1,500, and then $1,000. Then it breaks down from there, paying 6 places. Rack for your opponent. And we begin. Everybody's hitting that break just a little bit softer than they want to. The cue ball normally is considered to be up, should be up another, close to another foot, up between the second and third diamond. Definitely a little higher than it is now. One ball bled out a little bit. In fact, it bled out quite a bit. I think he was expecting a little bit more than that. He wanted to be a little more offense. I just get rid of the 4 ball. Coming behind it. Alex got very fortunate. It could have been much, much worse. Try to take them both out. Yep. It's a nice shot on the 5. I didn't really think it was going to go, but these pockets are a little more generous than the diamond pocket. Nothing wrong with that. It's a different type of table. a nice shot. I wasn't sure what he's going to. I figured he's going to shoot that combination, but he got the cue ball to fall through and go forward enough that he didn't leave us really much of another shot. Could have been the 11-13, but that's not great. But he made the ball anyhow, so it's a moot point. Ball count is 3 for Alex, 1 for Corey Deuel. Game number 1. Alex is dangerous. Anytime he gets to the table. He's getting to see where he is. He has 5. He needs 3 balls. And they're all there. I believe it's the 12, the blue stripe. So it's the 10 or the 12. And he'll go for the 2 ball and cross over for the, I believe it's the 3. I think. No, he's going to go for the 2-6. Just like that. Game number 1 to Alex Pagulayan in short order. As I say, many believe him to be the best all-around player in the world, and some believe him to be the best one-pocket player in the world. He had a marathon race with Scott Frost, and I think they were playing 10 ahead or something like that. Played over 100 games. I don't think Scott was ever ahead. And after 4 or 5 days, Alex won that. Corey came very close to making a ball on the break. He did park it in front of his hole. And it looks pretty good. Alex just may have to kick. Just make it for the kick. Unless he can play some kind of combination or nip the cue ball through there, but I can't see that angles that closely from here. I think he was trying to slide off the back of that ball and have the cue ball carry him into the 7 ball. Tricky little shot. Kind of a mass A bank contact carom. Mark Kalungian, the proprietor here, is using what is called the Russo interlocking rack. That's the white bridge head. You don't see them too often. Years ago, they were the main item. They interlock, meaning you could stack them. They're kind of developed for straight pool. Joe Russo years ago was a pretty good straight pool player himself. brief little intermission there. Straight pool begins tomorrow night. The players' meeting is at 6. 2 rounds will be played tomorrow night, and they'll start right after 6. It'll be by 6:30 or 7. And that'll be the first of sessions of straight pool is round robin races to 100. There is a possibility we'll extend those because the field's so small. We don't know what we have right now. Right, currently it's between 19. No, it's between 17 and 20. Darren Appleton is seeing if he's going to be able to make it because he was sick. He's caught a virus. He's going to let us know in a couple hours. And then Dennis Curlow, we expect him to be here. He was stuck in Houston, but he's supposed to come in around 8 o'clock tonight. We also have to have an even number. It has to be able to be divisible by. So if we have 4 groups of 5, that's 20 players. Well, he can get out of this okay. He's just trying to get a little aggressive here. Kind of behind the edge of the 6 ball. Corey doesn't quite know what to do. He's got his own DVDs out, School of Pool for schoolofpool.com, and you might want to check it out. He's a wealth of knowledge. Thinks outside the box. Well, he just took a duck, put the cue ball on the rail, perfect speed. Bring a ball on spot, but he made out of in the wrong pocket. See what Mr. Alex does. Might hit the rail first, pinch out. Yep. Look out, Whitey. Boy, that's hard to do. That ball just hugged the rail all the way down. A little unfortunate and a little uncharacteristic, but that was a kind of a fluky scratch. You can't do that one if you try very often. Guys at these level, they don't want to make one at a time. They want to make 4 and 5 at a time. And balls did not cooperate. Not sure what he's expecting to have happen differently, though. When he made the one ball, he knew he was going to crash into the ball on the rail. John. Yeah, he didn't expect that. He wanted that cue ball supposed to be out of there. Either that or he's trying to hide the cue ball between the edge of the 13. Those little finesse shots, an eighth of an inch will cause failure. CueSports is also one of Alex's longtime sponsors. They also sponsor Efren Reyes and Francisco Bustamante. Puyat is a very big name in the Philippines. Nicely done. Pretty sure he can spin that 9 in. And nothing moved. His mechanics are very, very solid. Well, he can make this long straight in towards his pocket. I'm not sure what he's going to shoot next, unless he can get a bank shot on maybe the 6. He doesn't really have the angle to follow down. Yeah. That'll do it. He owed 2, but he made them. So I think that's 2 games, Alex, none to Corey. Alex's firepower is unbelievable. You give him 1 shot, and he was just liable to get there all night long. I watched one of the games where they were spotting huge spots, like 18-4. I watched him run 18 balls one time. Didn't do it enough, though. He did lose the match. Now that cue ball got quite up high, almost too high. Ideally, they tell me, and I'm referring to the better players, put the cue ball fairly close to the rail between the 2nd and 3rd diamond. That way the triangle, the rack, acts as a blocker to protect anything that you may have put in front of your pocket. In this case, the 5 ball is the closest ball. He's going to have to do something with the 1, just dribble past it. Try to get the cue ball down this end rail. Oh, we could get to the 5. You can see a lot better when you're on the table than a camera view. Complexities every shot. I don't know if you can see enough to make that. No. Well, 5 is a little bit of a bait shot. Oh, geez. I don't think the 9's wired. So if Corey made the 5, the cue ball would come out around for the 14, maybe the 1. He was relatively safe. I'm not so sure that was a smart shot, because Alex makes this ball, he's out. Unless he gets stuck up, he's supposed to go into the stack and just create a little nice easy stroke. Let's see how he elects to play this. Well, obviously that ball will slide by the other stripe, so. Yeah, if he shoots the 7 first, he's 2 straight, so he's going to try for the stripe, I think. It's awful tight. Well, he's Alex. Look at that, nothing's moving. Well, he had to cheat the pocket. That was the risk there. He had to cheat the pocket. Had to kind of bounce it off the rail, make sure he missed the 7. Corey needs to make his move right now. Little friendly bantering between the two. Let's see, we know that Corey, last time around I checked, he was number 64 in the world with a 771 Fargo. And I'm just going to see what Alex is. He's number 19 with a 792. They're fairly close, 21 points apart. Playing a rotational game, Alex would be the slight favorite. Like a 13 to 12 or 13 to 11 range. Corey's struggling. And you have to have your strongest game when you play Alex. Particularly one pocket. He just knows the game too well. He's just good speed, obviously. Cue ball's on the rail. Ball count is 4, Alex, and 1 for Corey. Race to 4, and Alex is ahead 2-0. Well, there's quite a few simplistic defense shots, but I think he's trying to get a little creative here. I guess he can't bank the 11. You have to shorten it up quite a bit. I can't tell if he can get past the 9 or not. Oh, he should be able to from the looks of it, but if he banked the 1 ball, he'd have to curl that cue ball over and put it basically on the rail to get behind the 2-7 or the 4-7. There's the 11 I was looking at. Had to power it a little bit more to shorten it up. And once again, this production is brought to you by CSI and Pool Table Magic. Tiger Cue Company out of Los Angeles. They full service. They make all kinds of their own tips, stacked leather wraps, low deflection shafts. You should check them out. They sponsor Alex and several other players. A little bit of a miscue there. Aramith balls, we're using the Aramith balls and Simonis cloth, and we're using their 860 HR. Then also OBQs. It's unusual for Alex to miscue. Well, underhit it by 4 feet. He was worried about the cue ball. Needed to keep it reasonably against the rail. Stand behind those balls for protection. The weather's been fantastic here in Connecticut. I think it was up to about 72 today or something like that. Gets down around 35 or 40 at night. A little brisk. You can just ticky right in behind that. Gotta be a little careful. He's going to try to bring I think he's looking at the 13 now. Maybe he's looking at the 9. Now he's looking at something else. Oh. It was hard to miss on that side. He just barely missed the 9. Still a good shot. Got a ball in front of his hole. Could have easily gone in. It's like a game of chess. Check, check, check. Evidently he can't knock 13 in. It's going to be hard to protect it. Because if Corey can make 13, then obviously he can use it to get shape on. So. Get it. Okay. Took him a long time to figure that one out. I'm not sure really why. I'm possibly afraid of leaving this bank. That's a little spooky. Pretty narrow. I don't think he's going to shoot the bank. Yeah. Too bad the 9 didn't end up closer to the hole. Would have been a little more offense. Struggling a little bit on those long rail banks. He sees something. That's what he does. I don't think he's going to go 2 rails. He did. He was way short on that one. He was a little awkward. He probably just misjudged it. In this game, the ball count is 4 for Alex and 1 for Corey. Obviously, first 1 to 8 wins, so Corey needs 7, Alex needs 4. I think you learn more from watching good speed players, like players of this caliber. I think you learn more when they're struggling or when the balls are laying funny than when they just go 8 and out, 8 and out, 8 and out. You can learn a lot by the runs because they always nip things that. But when they're struggling like this, if you can really pay attention, you start seeing some of the subtle why they do some things. Because they're human, and if they lose their confidence a little bit, their game's going to get softer. Two rails in that. Didn't hit her hard enough. He's just trying to get her on the side of the table, outside of the kitchen. And it didn't get outside the kitchen. Ending up with quite a cluster there by the side pocket on Alex's side of the table, and you can't do too much with that. I was going to have to get shook up a little bit. He's going to kick at the 11. He's going to do I would expect Alex to That's a nice shot. Off angle like that. Two railers are nice shots. Try to do this one also, but got to watch the cue ball. It comes all the way down to the end rail. The 9 ball's not going anywhere, but you don't know where the other ball, the stripe he's aiming at. Yeah. Shot was fraught with peril, as Mr. Grady Matthews used to say. Get too aggressive, things can happen. He's ahead 5-1 this game. Always remember the score. He could just hit this hard and the cue ball would just kill. Yeah, that's the problem, letting it roll. It and the 9 ball are both going the same direction. A little more forced foul, the cue ball would just killed. Gone up to about the second diamond. Somewhere in there just stopped. Pank and fool. One time in one of the tar matches between Shane and Alex, I think Alex shot 15 bank shots and made every one of them over a 3-day period of time or something. It's just absolutely crazy. Alex is definitely controlling the pace of this game. Needs 2 balls, and Corey needs 7. Corey needs just about all of them. Score is 2-0 as far as games. Alex has 2. Corey has a zip. A little careless. Alex needs 2, and they're both there. Nothing's moving. If he threw that, you could see that his cue stick didn't follow through straight. It was like he was trying to steer it. That's odd. Corey needs 2. Excuse me, Alex needs 2, and Corey needs 6. $4,000 for first place in the tournament. There's 5,000 added, 16 players. Total payout to 9,800, paying 6 places. It's 4,000 for first, 2,500 for second, 1,500 for third. 1,000 for fourth, and 400 each for fifth and sixth. 9,800 total. Paying the full added 5,000, even though the field's only 16. Just out of appreciation. I mean, we definitely acknowledge that players have expenses going to events. And I think everybody expected this event to be a lot fuller than it is. The hotel rooms are awesome. Literally 500 feet from the pool room, $67 a night, including breakfast. And it's brand new, completely remodeled. They're just finishing the remodeling as we speak. So, I don't know, a lot of players will live and learn. It's, when we can't have these, quote, pro events unless the pro players and shortstop support them. So, the players' fate, as usual, is in the players' hands. Upon the completion of this match, the next match will start at 8 o'clock, and that will be the final match of the evening. Doesn't bode well for Mr. Deuel. Race to 4, Alex is leading 3-0. I think Alex was probably the pre-tournament favorite to win this, and very possibly him and Shane in the finals. Although Corey's capable, very capable. try to make it off the back of the 6. No. He's going to try and kick around him, I think, and come in behind the 6 and just hit the 13 rail. Like that. Unsuccessfully, though. Yeah. Got a little fortunate there. That it didn't fall in. I'm not sure what's holding it up. Well, may lift likes a window. It obviously will go. Just depends on whether he'll shoot it or not. Appears that he's going to. Yeah. Nice shot. He's one of the shortest players. I mean, a lot of the Filipinos are, and they just be able to just get out there and make it work. Didn't quite move Whitey over far enough, I guess. Still think he's probably going to shoot it. Shoot the 11 after this, I assume. Yeah, get a good angle to bring the cue ball back over for the probably the 1. Not sure what he's going to do now. Could go down for the 9, could whack it, take it all the way around the table, or down to the table and back up again. Calls are a little funny, man. I'm not sure. I think the 4 will go, but I'm not sure. But he has to come down and hit. They're just a little funny. Needs 2. He's hoping to run into something, either the 7 or the 3. Oh, he's going to go for the bank. No, he may not. He may just play safe. not where he wanted to be. Came a little too far. Well, Alex owed one. So what's he got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 on the table. I think he's only got 6. Yeah. Count was off there for a minute. Look out. Didn't want to be behind that ball. And the 1 ball. For game and set. Wow. Alex is a monster playing 1 pocket. 4 zip. Well, we'll have another match at 8 o'clock. I cannot tell you who it is yet because the match is in progress. And that will be the last event of the evening. And maybe we'll be able to tell you some of the schedules for tomorrow. So we'll see in about 2 hours. They will be doing a loop while we're taking a break.